Hey Olive, Arlo, and Frank. Greetings. This is your grandpa, silly old man, sitting in the living room in Jack's Beach, getting closer to Christmas. Tonight we're going to do another of the 12 songs of Christmas. Once again, I have forgotten which song this is. I should have written it on the sheet music, but before I get started, I want to tell you, so when I started doing this last year, I bought a Santa hat and I did a couple videos where I was sitting in different places. I don't know that I did any music videos, maybe I did, and I had the Santa hat. And then I saw this elf shirt. It's like an elf thing. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get that. One reason I was gonna wear it to an ugly sweater bike ride, but it was really crappy weather, and I just wasn't. I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna ride the bike around in the crappy weather. So I had that and the Santa hat, and then I was shopping for your grandmother for one of the Christmas presents at a dollar store, and I saw these really cool specs. And they're elf kind of specs. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta get that. And as I sit and look at myself, I'm thinking about this friend I had. And I've lost contact with this guy. I never knew his last name. I only knew him because he was in the Pineland Striders, which was the running group that I was with when I lived in South Jersey and in Philadelphia. They were from like the Medford Lakes area, but they went to all different races in the area. So I was in it, and my girlfriend Judy was in it. She was a much better runner than me. She became good friends with this one lady who had been a school teacher someplace off of 73. In New Jersey, in Camden County or Atlantic County, one of those places. But she had retired, her and her husband, and they moved down to Seattle City. So we would see them all the time because we would be at my parents' place in Stone Harbor, and we would run races down there, and we would see her. And one of her friends was this guy named Fred. Fred was a good runner. He was better than me, but he was short and stocky, and he had a beer belly. And Fred could drink some beer. I know that because I drank some beer with Fred. He ran a lot. As I say, he was better than me. He was faster than me. But one year there was a Jingle Bell Trot. So there's all these names for races that, like every Thanksgiving they'll have turkey burners or turkey trot. The turkey burner is, okay, well, go out on Thanksgiving morning and run a race. And I've done this. And Frank, actually, you have done a turkey burner with me somewhere in Miami on this little island going towards Miami Beach. I forget what was there. It wasn't a zoo. It was some jungle place. And so they have them, and then they have the Jingle Bell runs and Jingle Bell trots and things like that they call them. And people dress up in things. There's Halloween runs and all that. So people will still be in running stuff, but they'll dress up. Well, Fred started off with a red shirt and a Santa hat. He slowly started to get more stuff every year. Now you're only gonna wear this stuff once a year. And so each year he would come out with something new added to that, the red shirt, the Santa hat. I did the Philadelphia, I can't remember if it was the marathon or the half marathon. I think it was the half marathon. It started and ended on the Parkway out by the Art Museum, the Benjamin Franklin Parkway, where I used to work as a cop in the 92nd District. and there used to be a picture, I guess it was an advertisement for the race for other years after that, that would show this aerial photograph of people in one of the islands there, like, and by islands I mean in the middle of the road, like Eakins Oval or Logan Circle, one of those things. And it was a whole bunch of people, and I knew exactly what your grandmother wore that day, and she's in that picture. I mean, she's tiny, but she's in the picture. But as we ran past there, I looked, and Fred had run the 5K earlier. He wasn't like a long distance guy. He had run the 5K, and I knew that, but I hadn't seen him. He was in a full freaking Santa Claus suit, and he was standing up on this dais, kind of raised up, and he was waving at everybody as we went past. It's like, that's Fred. Fred has morphed into Santa Claus. So, I'm not morphing into Santa Claus. Maybe I'll have an elf hat next year and I'll just be the whole elf thing. So I'm gonna do a song now that's a very Christmassy Christmas song. It's an iconic Christmas song. It's from 1945, the end of World War II. It's related to songs like I'll Be Home for Christmas and White Christmas. It's one of those. My favorite version of this is, I can't remember the guy's name. I can see his face. Somebody that your dear grandmother likes, and well, I'll put it in the comment section below. I'll have his version of it. It's the best version. Problem with this song is there's very difficult chords in it. So the thing with playing the guitar is I can look at the chords here on the sheet. I have a lead sheet here, and then I can play the chords, and I never have to look at the neck of the guitar. But you'll notice that sometimes I'll play a very different sounding chord than most of the ones I play, and when I do that, I will look down. You'll see me look down quite a lot here. There's D6 chords and G sharp minor 7th and C sharp 7ths. D major 7ths, G minor 6s, there's F major 7ths, there's a F major 7th 9th. I'm playing an F major 7th, which is B minor 7ths, which I do sometimes. And there was one other one in here, C6th. Oh, C9th. And if you know the song, it's called The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole. Oh, that's but that's not her favorite. Johnny Mathis is the guy that's her favorite version of the song, Johnny Mathis. But Nat King Cole, and I'll put Nat in there too. He was had a beautiful voice. So did Johnny Mathis. So, bear with me. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your toes, Yuletide carols being sung by the night, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow, will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child will find or spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase: kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. And I remember first Christmas that we were in Cape May Courthouse, first Christmas, I guess after we got married. I had a party and I invited some friends, Scott Novick and Sandra Novick, and I think Ed and Karis Lazuski and a few other people that we had met down there. It was maybe a Christmas Eve party, had hors d'oeuvres, and we had 2 fireplaces there. We had them both lit. There was one in the game room where there was a full-size pool table and a hot tub. That was on the back of the house. In the living room, there was a potbelly stove that was a gas fireplace. Just awesome. But you couldn't really adjust the heat on that one. So you turned it on and it got hot. And I turned it on a little too early, and some people were a little bit late, so I wanted the fire on, and I had a sweater on and everything. And I'm coming to the door and opening it up, and people are going, "Oh, it's really toasty warm in here. Like, why do you have this sweater on?" I had a bulky sweater, and feeling in the holiday spirit, I might have had a Santa Claus hat on. And I said, I want the whole chestnuts roasted on an open fire. That whole feeling. But let me go in the room, in my bedroom, and take off this sweater. And took off the sweater and turned off the fireplace for a while. Anyway, Merry Christmas, peace, goodwill towards all men. Peace out.